So, let me turn this light off because it's blinding me. And it's still daytime, so it's not really needed. I hadn't in a while, so I wanted to do something considering we're so close to Thanksgiving and everything right now. This, for those of you that don't maybe necessarily recognize it at first glance, this is the Diadem of Ravenclaw replica from the Harry Potter series. And I love this thing to pieces, but it's real super heavy and I have trouble keeping it on because of the weight of it. I had to tie these little things on the back. I had to crochet these little things to try and hold it on my head and stuff. And I keep wanting to look into the big camera over here, or the big screen, instead of this little one, so it keeps my face straight and not looking over this way, and people are like, what is she doing? I, believe it or not, things got so unexpectedly busy, crazy on me these past few months, or however long it's been since my last live stream, that I haven't even celebrated sewing yet. Yeah. And this is 5 days before the end of November. So yeah, I'm feeling kind of bad about that because, it's not like I have to do magic every day or I don't feel right. It's just that I'm trying to strengthen my connection with it so that you feel the pull stronger when you should be live streaming about something. It's just that, as far as content and everything, I'm usually just sitting here. I don't really get up and move around much because I don't want people to see my filthy house. And, it would be too difficult to do with, carrying around a laptop. First off, I wanted to say I have some sad news. I won't give names, but my daughter, she, oh my God, Grace, hi, honey. Wow, hang on, let me try to type something in for you here. That's the first time somebody has responded. But before I get to the sad stuff, let me go ahead and get to the happy stuff. Unless she tells me that it's okay, for sure, I have two new, beautiful, awesome daughters to brag about. I haven't met either one of them yet, but, they're really special. One of them, she's with me now. And this is so cool because I've been waiting forever to have my little chat window thing over here. So I've only got, at least I don't have 20,000 people to try to respond to, but I probably would. I'd get myself all mixed up. One of the girls, the oldest of the two, is a daughter-in-law to me. And whenever it's made official and everything, because my son that she's with, he's in Marion Correctional right now. And again, I won't give names. Any of you that know me and have seen any of my previous vlogs, you know already who I'm speaking of, so no need to repeat it. You like my crown, sweetie? It's a replica from Harry Potter. Yeah, it's got the blue diamond hanging down and everything. This is a replica of the Diadem of Ravenclaw. Got it for under $20. How about that? I thought that was pretty cool. But, my son knew this girl before in the past, and this lovely lady, and he was dating her friend, and he realized that he had feelings for her, but I guess she didn't know it or wasn't sure, and she didn't know if it was okay to say anything to him, which I understand. If it was me, I would have been awkward and shy too. And I remember my son telling me that, oh, I wish you would have said something, Mom, because I would have loved that. And, so here we are 14 years later, and somehow he tracked her down, and I did put a spell out there to the goddess a couple of months or so before this and said, please send the right girl for my son. Because in the short time that I've been talking with her on the phone and texting with her, she's with me now. Love you, sweetie. I'm going to go up to see her on the 26th of this month, because I'll have my check and everything. I'll be able to fill up my gas tank. And, it's not really, I mean, I don't really mind what we do. I don't care what we do. I think she said something about if it's not too cold out, we can go to a park and, just kind of hang out a little bit, and get a little familiar with where she's at. So when I make future trips up there, I'll be like, oh yeah, I know exactly where I'm going, and be able to go right up to the house, no problem. But I'm happy. I'm always happy to when I make others happy, and especially when it's my kids, and I finally see them having some happy things happen in their lives, and knowing that I helped to bring it about because I asked the goddess in all sincerity, please help my son find a good woman, and if she has to find him through me, that's completely fine with me. And I don't know how he did track her down, but I imagine she'll tell me, or she probably told me, I just forgot. Long day, busy day. The past 3 days have been really nuts. But I did want to chime in for a minute about the sad news. My other daughter, not my new one, but my other daughter that I've spoke about on here before, she just lost one of her grandpas a couple weeks ago. And I know that she's going through a lot right now, and the whole mourning process is never fun when you have to go through it, but you do still have to go through it. You can't not go through it, because if you don't allow yourself those feelings and allow yourself those tears, then you can't move on. And I know that her grandpa would want her to do that. She wants to travel for a year when she gets her money, which I don't blame her at all. I just wish that I could have been included, and that she could have invited me or would have invited me, but only if I had my money myself, because I'm not the person that says, hey, you got all this money now, let's go. I'm not going to do that to my kids. I know what it's like to be without money, because I've pretty much been without money my whole life, in the sense that I've only worked a handful of odd jobs, different places throughout my life. One of my earliest, going all the way back to when I was 16, I was private industry counsel, and it was a summer program, and I got to work in the Lincoln Levesque Tower. Yay! I'm part of history now. It was the 6th floor. It was called Commission on Aging, and this would have been back in the 80s or 90s at least, probably. And I had a long curly perm. I'll try to put a picture on here sometime of it so you guys can see it. I really liked it. It was my first long perm. My mom did it for me, and she did it with a home kit that you go to the store and buy. And I thought, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Amazon.com, honey, Grace. It's that's where I found the crown. Just if you go there, just put Harry Potter collectibles. Just punch that in. That's what I did, and it should bring it up. So yeah, if you can get you one sometime, it's nice, just to have, even if you never wear it. I mean, it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, and obviously the stones aren't real. But, this is, I didn't get it to just sit around and look pretty. I want to wear it, so I look pretty. Ha 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 ha. But, kudos to my new girls, and heartfelts to my youngest that is going through HE double toothpicks right now. And I try not to intervene too much, because I don't want to overwhelm her. She's already going through enough, and sadly it's looking like we're going to have to take Mirabellum back and bring her back to us and find her a new home, because she's not working out with our daughter like we were hoping, and it's just causing too much of a stressful situation. And she's going to be going, I think she said they're not traveling till the spring, but they might be going, oh no, she said they're going to Florida, I think, for Thanksgiving. So, I guess we probably won't even see her, because she has some relatives there that she goes up there to have Thanksgiving with. So we usually have it at my mom's. And yes, Grace, honey, you are absolutely invited. You and your daughter both. Just give me a heads up, because that's only a few days away. And if Jim can help at all, he will. And give me some gas to make sure I can fill the tank, so I can come up there to get you and her, and then bring you both down. So if you want to do that, if not, if that's going to be too much too soon, honey, don't push it. Okay. I'm not trying to overwhelm you, because I know you already are. But so hopefully I'll get a sewing ritual in here tonight. I might have to do a separate video. I've only been on here barely 10 minutes, but some good things, some bad things, some not so good things have happened, but, I'm just trying to get through it, and I'm soldiering on. No problem. Just yes. Okay. Okay. You got it, sweetie. I will see if Jim can help with gas. Don't know how much he has left after paying storage box. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, you got it, sweetie. Okay, I wanted to make sure that it went up there and everything. Okay, so yeah, so there you go. Our two new daughters. I keep saying my, and then I don't know, Chris gets jealous or something on me. I feel like I'm just acknowledging him, and I'm not, because he knows my son, and he knows, that our son is going through a lot, and even though my son might not be his biological, he's every bit his son anyway, and so yeah, it's family stuff, and it's not necessarily bad. I put my glasses on, but there's just too much glare from the kitchen window. No, living room. This is the living room, Grace, by the way. Some of the stuff behind me, this is an angel that I won at Ren Fair. That's a candle holder. It's got a little pretty stars. You can do tea lights. That's a taper holder. It's got ivy leaves. There's a black little stuffed kitty cat, and then I got a hanger with some necklaces on it. But yeah, this is me sitting on the couch, and I'm probably you'll see me. I keep fussing with my crown, but because I don't want it to fall off, and then one of the stones break or chip, because it's just glass. It's not. There's no way that this. Oh my God! Can you imagine how much this thing would be worth? Look at this. If this thing was real, if these stones were real, can you imagine that? Look at that. Look at all those. If those were real diamonds, and oh my heavens, the blue stone it is a beautiful piece. It really is. And yes, it does have some writing in the bottom. Let's see, is it in English? Let's see. Wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure. So apparently that's what Tom Riddle put on it in the movie. But see, I tried to make this little thing here, because you can kind of bend this a little bit, and kind of shape it and mold it. Because the main thing is I want it to sit on my head comfortably, but I also want everybody to be able to see the whole thing, because if you can't see, the hanging jewel, to me, it just kind of takes away from the, it's just really hard to keep it up. But to me, it was worth it, because like I said, it was under $20. So, I jumped on it because I was like, man, because when I first saw that it was available, I remember clearly, see, it don't want to hang right. And it was like over $100 or something like that, maybe even $200. I don't remember now. It's been too long. But I was just, messing around on Amazon one day, and I was like, I wonder, because from the moment, I don't know any of you other girly girls out there like me, but oh my God, would you not feel like a princess? Would you not feel like royalty wearing something like this, especially if the stones were real? I would. But God, I don't even want to think about how valuable the money alone. I'd be like, oh my God, just give me the money. For now anyways. But yeah, I would love, in the future, I would love to have one made and actually use diamonds, and I would probably do sapphires, because those are going to be closest to this color blue, and maybe, who knows, it'd be nice to start a whole line of them, but then that would get into like, what is that sticking up? That would get, that's part of the little thing I crocheted. That would get into copyright infringement, and that is not what I'm trying to do. But yeah, so, our son has been able to call us more often here lately, which is great. Where we just got some stuff set up for him today, and hopefully we did it correctly. And if we did it correctly, kudos to Chris. Shout out to him, because he's the computer geek in the house, the computer whiz, not me. Even though I was taking the computer course, but it's going to be a while before I can even open that one back up, because it's going to cost like $146 and something to reactivate it. And why do that when I'm already trying to get my cosmetology one going again, which, by the way, I still have not done. Bad me, bad Janet. Getting my study habits reactivated and continuing on with my beauty care / cosmetology course that I am currently taking with Stratford Career Institute. Oh, and also, Grace, honey, I wanted to say, I hope it's okay to give at least your first name. What is falling over? Stuff be falling over. My place is haunted. Gee, I wonder why. Oh yeah, I'm a witch. Never mind. What was I saying? Grace, something I wanted to tell you. Something that was important. Oh no, don't let me lose it now. What was it? Ow! Ow, my wrist. Ow. Dang it! It just freaking left my head. That figures. You know, it's kind of one of those, forget about it, it'll come back to you, so we'll see. Okay, that's going to bug me now. Don't you hate that? Don't you hate those days when it niggles and niggles and niggles and niggles? And you're like, stop! Make it stop! Yep. Gone. Okay, I give up. Anyway, hopefully it'll come back to me, Grace. But, I'm really happy. I think things are going well. And I'm sorry for, all the overwhelmingness of everything, because I know that's a lot to take in. That would be like me suddenly getting an invitation in the mail from the Queen of England to come to her court because she's going to make me dame or something, some kind of, I don't know what that is or what it means or what. Yeah, but I heard it's a pretty special thing. Like first you go dame, then you go up. You can go up to princess, but I'm not sure how all that works. Yeah, I think it would be nice to meet the Queen once. I really do. Because how much longer she's going to be with us, right? Before she's gone. Princess Diana, love her pieces. Princess Grace, they both come by and hang out with me a lot. And don't ask me to prove it, because I can't. Even if I could, I wouldn't, because that's not what I'm about. I'm not going to brag, oh, but guess who hangs out with me? No. It's nice to have the gift to be able to sense them and conversate with them and, call them family, because when you're in spirit, there's nothing saying that I have to be royalty to be Diana's sister, or I would have to marry into the royal family to be considered royalty, and that whole thing. I have nothing against the royals. I can imagine, it has its ups and downs, and it's not so fun side, and it's chaotic, crazy, what are we doing, a million things today side. Yeah. Let's see. So, yeah, I will get a hold of Jim before I forget, Grace, and I will start getting that set up, see if he can help at all, because he might not be able to, because the storage box that he's paying on is him and grandma's, my mom. It's their storage box that they have stuff in that mom doesn't want to lose, and I don't blame her, because she's got some beautiful porcelain Paradise Gallery dolls there. So maybe, because I think that we would be good at brainstorming, Grace, we can come up with a better, more secure way to be able to fasten this on so I can wear it more often, because it is kind of heavy. But, oh, God, wait till you see my other one. It's just as pretty. It's not Harry Potter, but it's taller, and it's all diamond looking, and then it has the number 16 in the top of it, so I think it was, meant to symbolize a sweet 16, or, somebody that's from, a very rich family, and, the income's flowing, and they got, mansions and estates, and, yeah. Which I would love to have. I would love to have that for my family. I would love to have the money to be able to, anyone in the family that wants to move in are absolutely welcome to do so. And, it wouldn't be about money. Yeah, if they would want to still help with, help with groceries, help with bills, help with, cash items when we need it. Like if one of us is short or we're waiting on a check, then somebody else is like, oh, what do we need? And then we can just get in the car and go. Oh, Grace, honey, I can't wait to show you the plans that Chris did a long time ago of the house that he wants to build for us, and you would absolutely love it. It's beautiful. I've tried to see it in my mind, but girl, we're gonna have a Merlin circle in the basement. That's right. And an archery thing where, yeah, the whole bows and arrows, yeah. So that'll be interesting. I hope nobody gets pierced by one of those because somebody's doing archery practice, which, believe it or not, our youngest daughter, she actually did. A couple years ago, she played around with bow and arrow just to see if she liked it, see if she could do it, see if she had the patience, did she really want to invest the money to, to get like the arrows and the quiver and the bow and learn how to string it. And girl, she knows how to run a ship. What could a bow and arrow, how could that be hard? But, she literally knows how to run a ship. She went to Seattle, Washington a while back and saw some friend or family there that is from her dad's side of the family. So she got to meet them, and she would love to go to, there's some kind of school of the arts or something there that she would love to go to. And I can't blame her. Yes, it hurts me terribly that I won't be going with her when she travels, when she gets her money, because that's just something I've never been able to do with my kids because I've never had the money. But I wouldn't want to go into it without my own money even if it was just $250, because she's got an inheritance, I'm not going to expect her to start handing me $100 bills or any crap like that. I want her to be happy. I hope that she is smarter with her money than I was. Because $9,878, yeah, that's a chunk of change right there. But I was young. I was 21. I was trying to raise my oldest son at the time, and the one we're speaking of. He was just a baby in diapers, and I provided for him as well and lavishly as I could because I had the money to, and also because I loved him. And he was my firstborn and everything. So, he's the world to me. Your kids always are, and your family always is. And I tend to come on too strong, and I don't mean to because I know that overwhelms some people. It's a Capricorn thing. It's just weird, and I apologize for any of that I've done to others as well. My friend Jay's doing okay. He's got moved into with a roommate, so he's not down there on Yale in a freezing cold house with no electric and water and gas and food and no love, no life, no laughter, no nothing in that place anymore. Because when we went to help him move, me and Chris, it was just horrible. It was just heartbreaking to see. It really was. You could tell that the love and the life and the good energy that once resided there was just gone. It was just gone. It was like the place just opened up and became a giant black void, and it sucked all the goodness in and sealed itself and never to be opened again. But he seems to be adjusting, and, that's good. He's accepting that, okay, I screwed up. I know I screwed up. I need to go from here. I need to pick myself up from my bootstraps and get on with it, And yes, I do voices. I will have you cracking up. And if I get you to crack up, girl, then I've done my job. And I'll be like, hallelujah, praise the Lord Jesus. Thank you, thank you. No, I'm not being blasphemous. I'm very open about religion. I am not here to convert the world. You should be Wiccan. It's the right way. Like some Christians do. No, you should be Baptist. No, you should be this. No, you should be that. Hello. Excuse me. Freedom of religion. Remember, that's in the Constitution. And yeah. So let's not go there. Whatever religious path each of us is on in this life, I believe that is the path for that person. Like, my daughter, my youngest, she practices Judaism a little bit because it's strong in her dad's side of the family, and her dad's adopted family, which is who these people were and are, they're Jewish. And I only got to see the dad's, Alicia's grandpa that passed away. I only got to see his place once, and it was for my daughter's graduation. And I wasn't able to go to her graduation, and that was just heartbreaking. That was so just wrong why all that happened. But not to focus on the negative, at least I got to go to the graduation party, and so that was at least something. And I got to see this lavish 17th floor, I think he was on, riverfront property, downtown Columbus, across from the Scioto. When you walked into this place, it was like a 5-star hotel. I mean, the lobby looked like a 5-star hotel. This place was the most rich and lavish I've ever encountered in my life. And I was very generous and sincere when I told her grandpa, it's beautiful, you did well. And he smiled at me for the first time probably ever, and said, thank you, I appreciate that. But yeah, me and him never hit it off, because I told him one time on a voicemail that I wanted him and his horrible family to get out of me and my daughter's lives. And that was a big mistake. And I knew it before I said it, but I was just so fed up by then, because this family has always cut me down. It has always ridiculed me, criticized me, judged me, discriminated against me. The grandpa, his first, what he said about me when his son told him that we were dating, she's a little chunky, ain't she? And is she Jewish? And, well, don't have sex in the house. And, the man's insulting me and cutting me down left and right before he even knew me. Okay, it's like, well, excuse me, sir, I'm sorry, I'm not a Barbie doll figure, and I'm not Jewish, and I'm not a little princess that's pooping $100 bills, and you think I'm not good enough for your son? Okay, fine, we'll let him decide. Or I'm out of here. I used magic, guys. I used magic to bring my daughter, into my life when me and her dad were together. And I used a blue laced agate stone to do it, and I still have the spell. I do, and I would gladly share it. If I get enough likes on here, if I get 10,000 likes, I would put it on here. I know that's a bit much, considering I only have 3, probably 4 subscribers, and I'm thankful. I really am. I don't want to commit too heavily to this right now, because all it is vlogging. This way, Grace, at least you can see me. And it's kind of like a videogram in a way. It's kind of like, it's just to answer me back. You would have to go on YouTube. You'd have to make up your own account. You'd have to probably get on Prime, which I have, or Premium, which is like $12.89 a month, and it's unlimited live streams. So to me, that's not a bad deal for a little over $12, with taxes. I also pay for my Stratford. That's like $36 something a month. That's not too bad. And I pay for my Amazon Prime. So like with Amazon Prime, some of the things I've been able to do, and as I'm learning how to use it and how to navigate it and utilize it as many ways as I can, I was able to watch a free movie through Amazon Prime last night. And it's a movie that I've been wanting to see for a really, really, really long time, just because I'm a fan. And, I had my crushing moments on Daniel long back when, but I won't say his last name. But, I was in some really dark places and just didn't feel good about myself. And, I guess I fantasized about what it would be like to be with somebody like him, with all the money he has and all the popularity and all the, he's traveled the world. He's very passionate about making movies, which, I totally get it. Do what you love. Do what is your joy. One of my joys is vlogging. It's trying to reach out and trying to be that voice, trying to be the change. Not judging, not criticizing, not cutting people down because they're this way or that way, or they're not this religion, but they're that one, and oh, that's bad, and this is, I don't want to hear that. I'm not going to do that to people. That happens on here, God, too much. I've kind of given up on the paranormal. I still watch them, but I don't like the videos anymore because I'm tired of putting money in their pocket, and they're not even attempting to put any in mine. And I don't know how that whole thing works, because that gets into the really serious technological side of things. Because, there's, 100 ton ways that you can make money with YouTube. but I don't have the skills to even begin to venture with one of them. So I try to reach out to people once in a while. I try to pick random topics. I will not do politics. I am not a politician. I just don't really see that much good that comes from politics. I don't understand it, and I don't think I want to, because it seems to me like the best way to describe it is it's all the wrong seats of power, that all the wrong butts are sitting in, that are just, they're doing more harm than good, to the world. And I wanted to see, what does this up here mean? So it says, because it had 2 on there, and then all of a sudden it was gone, or I don't know why it went down to 1. It's got like 2 little people figures, and it had 2, and now it's down to 1. And then there's, I don't know. I'm learning how to navigate this stuff and what means what and everything. Like, I haven't even learned to edit yet. And I mean, that may never happen, because that is a skill that I would have to definitely get through something like a computer course before I could even grasp the basics of how to do that. Because a lot of stuff on here, even though I know that I don't know what I'm doing, and I can admit that I don't know what I'm doing, I try not to bother Chris with too much stuff, because it's just really hard for him to have the patience to come down to someone else's level, simply meaning it's hard for him to go down to a lower level because he's so high. And his level of intelligence, and he's one of the genius IQs, like my dad was. And I mean, I believe that I have a certain degree of genius myself, but I just haven't really tapped into it yet. I mean, it doesn't mean I'll suddenly stop trying or anything, because I'm always trying to, be the best me that I can be. And that's all that I can really do. And, but, pretty much winter has just waylaid us here. There was no fall. It went straight from, September to, you might as well say, November, almost like October was the transitioning point, I think, between, okay, this is when it's really going to start getting cold. And then we had that freak snow, and that was the day that we were moving Jay, and we were there at night, and we're walking in ankle deep snow. All of us are getting our feet soaked, our feet frozen, because we had to, and 2 trips all the way up to Morse Road from Yale, which is West Side Bottoms. That's a long stretch. We had enough gas, though, and Jay did give us some towards gas. And what I usually do in a case like that is I just hold on to it. And then, as long as I can, because of the unforeseens is what I call them, the unexpected. We're getting low on gas, and I'm about to drive to Marion. So, yeah, I think we better put at least 20 in the tank. Let's fill this puppy up. Let's not take any chances. But I will talk to Jim tonight about Thanksgiving, and we will figure out, how early in the morning that we would have to leave here to come up there to find you. And you will have to text me your address, honey, so I know where I'm going, even if it's just to come and pick you up. And your daughter, and if you want to pack a bag or whatever. I mean, I don't know that you would feel comfortable staying overnight. I don't think we would have anywhere for you or her, but, even if it's just, for a few hours. But I don't want to be on the road too late at night either, because then I start getting sleepy, and I don't want to fall asleep at the wheel. And, Chris has to take his meds usually around 8 o'clock or so. So probably about the time he's to take his meds, we would have to go possibly either shortly after that or before, or I would try to go give his pills a chance to kick in, make sure that he would be okay to drive. Because night meds, I don't know. Sometimes night meds differ extremely from day meds, and he has both. So, but we got that thing set up, Grace, for Michael. Now it's just the final thing is going to, I think Chris said we're pretty sure that he did it right. Chris, he knows what he's doing. And, Michael should have his money in like 24 hours. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be hard to wait that long. I know. I don't know how long I'm going to be live streaming, but you can always pop up comments over here, and we can kind of conversate that way, because you and me are literally the only ones here. So, but yeah, I mean, like, I don't know how donations work or anything like that with YouTube, and I don't even mess with it because I doubt if it's ever going to happen to me. I just don't. I don't. I would be amazed if I got 10 followers. Honestly, I would be amazed. Because I mean, you do have to be careful because there are some false ones out there that will convince you till you're blue in the face, or they will convince you till you know they've won you over that they're this great person and they turn out not to be. Um, and you just never know when that kind of thing's going to happen. Like, I mostly speak of that for myself because, see, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I fall in love too easily. I fall deep, I fall fast, and then I am a train wreck afterwards, and my heart's broken again and shattered and laying in pieces all over the ground, and I'm tired of going through it, kind of thing. So, my past and some of the harshness that I have endured and bad times I've gone through. My mom was an alcoholic for a long time, and at the age of 14, I almost lost her because the stuff almost cost her life. And that story I definitely will not talk about on here because it's far too personal, but it finally made her walk away. It finally made her walk away and never touch another drink in her life, and I'm glad because that was pretty messed up what happened. She almost died, and she had to jump out a 2-story window to save her life. That's all I'll say. And all because of alcohol. So yeah, bad thing. I'm not an alcoholic, but I come from an alcoholic family. I come from a dysfunctional, broken home where my dad was extremely violent, and he did some atrocities that almost killed us, including trying to gas us to death when I was a helpless baby in my crib and had no clue what was going on. But my mom woke up because she smelled gas, and she went in and saw what he was doing, and she's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he said, "Well, I was cold, or I'm cold," and he was sitting there just pouring the sweat pouring off of him. And yeah, it was pretty bad. So again, that's too personal of a thing that I don't think is appropriate to put on here. I'm not here to tell everybody my trauma drama. I try to make the channel interesting. I try to make it various. I don't know what I'm going to do one stream from the next. Most of the time it's just blogging. Like I said, it's just video talking, really. As far as the sewing ritual, I don't know if I'm going to do one. I will probably wait because it's 3 p.m. here now. So either I would have to stop the live stream or let it keep going, and I would have to move the computer, and it would just be a mess. It would be too complicated, and too many things I would have to unplug, and there's not a lot of space in here. This place is tiny, and I've been meaning to get downstairs, or to start taking stuff downstairs rather, that is taking up every inch of space we have up here, and it's becoming a cluster flub. And I don't like the apartment shrinking steadily every day because too much stuff, nowhere to put it. So I went down and cleaned up the basement. Now it's just a matter of just start lugging the stuff down there. But I wanted to do a live stream because I haven't in a while. And but yeah, I was going to say a time, because if I do it now, then like I said, I don't know that until I get my SD card information and videos transferred from my tablet onto my PC here, my laptop. I don't have the space to do video footage that way. I have my Canon camera. It's a little one, but it only gives you 30 minutes of footage. So if I'm going to do ritual, I would have to do it, as quick as possible, but not jibber jabber. You can't understand a word I'm saying. I'm doing things too fast. I'm moving too quickly. I've been a POTC for 37 years, just in case I have not mentioned that before with anybody else that may happen upon this video and go, oh, let's see what this is about. I was going to join Winding Road Coven, but again, I just don't see that happening, and it's nothing against any of them. It just might not be meant to be. I've been a solitaire for so long. I've been thinking about it and evaluating it myself and going, do I really need this? Do I really need to be part of a coven to feel complete? No, I do not. Do I still enjoy, and will I continue going to Spirit of Tefira and doing certain rituals that they will allow me to do with them, absolutely. You know, there's a real good women's group there that's like a certain Tuesday of every month, and it's, I don't know if it costs anything to go, but it's a women gathering where you can go and just like unload your problems and, you know, talk about things and get things off your chest because you're amongst other women, so you don't have to worry about being judged by your male counterpart because their analytical mind doesn't understand what our women mind are thinking, and we make them crazy. They make us crazy. Can't live without them, can't live with them sometimes. And, you know, it's all about communication, and I have said that time and again on here, and I will keep doing so. I want this channel to be great. I want it to be, you know, have a lot of followers. And if I do manage to make it to 10, I'll probably fall over and die from shock. Because it's a competitive market. You know, it's almost like opening a new shop and going, okay, what are people gonna like? What are the big sellers? And not order a bunch of stuff that nobody's gonna like, nobody's gonna want, no one's ever gonna buy. It's gonna collect dust on a shelf, and it's just wasting time and space, and you know, you're not making any money with it. So, okay, yep, I think I got to take this thing off. It's just bugging me enough that I don't want to keep it on because my hair is just fried today. So took Jim to his doctor appointment, but it wasn't the surgery like we thought. He misunderstood that he thought the surgery was actually going to take place today. The surgery is not until December 10th at 8:20 in the morning. So that'll be another where I'll have to get up at 7 o'clock and get myself something to eat, get myself dressed, get out the door. Now it's back up to number 2. Okay, cool. So whoever's here, hey, hello. Thanks for saying hey. Sorry it's been so long since I've been on here. There's too much. I swear if I didn't know any better, I'd say Eris is with me. She's just like all over the place because of the chaos, just the endless chaos. 3 days in a row, busy, crazy, busy, crazy, busy, crazy. Went to the appointment today. Was there for maybe a couple of hours, you know, but I took a book to read. I took my tablet. So if I got tired of reading the one book, I could read one of my books on the tablet. I got a really good Dark Goddess book on my tablet that I am trying to get through. And Eris, believe it or not, was the last one that I read, and she is all about chaos and, you know, being able to see the positivity of chaos and how it is needed. It is part of the essential balance of the universe and that whole thing. But because of copyright infringement and stuff like that, now, you know, Krista's got me paranoid that, you know, anything I say or do is going to get me in trouble somehow, and I'm going to get kicked off of here. So I hope not. I hope that my spirit guides will go, no, you better not say that. No, you better not do that. Yeah, that could probably get you in trouble. Because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to, I don't want to be a bore. I don't want, you know, people to think that I'm just on here to make money. I'm just on here to reach out. Because not enough people do it in the world, and the world is so screwy anymore that it's hard to trust. It's hard to be open-minded sometimes, or it's hard to get a new perspective on things so that you can add your own feelings to it and go, okay, is this really right for me? Does this feel, how long should I do this? You know, give it a run, a trial run, see how it goes. And then just go from there. Like I joined some kind of a pagan group recently on here. It was on through YouTube, and it was just because I happened on the home screen, I saw a video that said something about Wicca or witchcraft or something, so I clicked on it, you know, just curious. And the guy seemed pretty decent. You know, I saw a video from him. I saw another one from this other lady that was, I guess, basically doing a live stream, and she called it Wicca. It was called Wicca 101. And I didn't read much of that because I've been doing this for 37 years, so I don't need to read the beginner's guide to, you know, incense oils, brews, candle burning rituals, whatever. You know, because you learn when you get far enough into it and deep enough into it, and you've been doing it for 37 years, that you don't need tools. It's all up here. It's all up here. The formalities of the tools is just more for dramatic effect, for it looks good. And And it helps people to see, this is an athame, this is a cauldron, this is a chalice, this is a pentacle, these are what these items do, and there's so many videos like that already. So why I don't want to do too much heart on that too much, or do that too much, because why do they need to hear it from me? It's not like 30 people are suddenly going to convert to Wicca, because they see one video of mine. If you go back to the very first one, I don't know how many I have on here now, but the very first one I'm pretty sure is one of the ones from Ravenwood Castle. And Grace, honey, if you are still on here, you should go check that out, because you are going to love this place. We will definitely go there sometime if we can figure it out, and we can have the money to get you up here for a weekend, and we can put you in a hotel or something, in as nice an area as we can. And I will so take you there, because it's only among the cheapest way to go up there is it's $149 a night, and it's $139 a night, and it's they have 5 cabins in this area called Huntsman's Hollow, and you will love it, honey. It screams witch every way that you can possibly imagine. The cabins actually are wood. They have a beautiful screened-in porch. They have 2 chairs. They have a little table. They have an ashtray. You can sit out there and smoke, and chill, and maybe have some hot cocoa or something. There's a nice fire pit. You can look out any of the porches. Off any of the 5 porches, you can look and see the fire pit, and it's awesome. I would love to be able to go up there sometime, and every one of the cabins be rented by people, and they would all be witches. Wouldn't that be great? That would be cool as heck. Or paranormal investigators. Oh my God, I would love to run into some of them there, because I'd be like, oh my God, Colin and Peyton, holy shit. Hi. And then I'd probably do something weird and start crying, and they'd freak out, and what the hell's this woman's deal? Oh, sorry, I get overexcited because I'm a big fan of you guys, because they were some of the first that I actually started watching. Before them was Ghost Hunters. But, Ghost Hunters seems to, I don't know, it's like they go through these periods where they just don't want to film anymore, and then they stop for a while, and I don't know, maybe they run out of ideas, maybe they run out of, what else can we possibly do, kind of thing. But Ghost Hunter episodes I love. I would love to see every one of them that even exist in the world. That would probably be a lot. But, Paranormal Files, shout out to them. Omar Gosh, shout out to him. James the Fam, shout out to him. Mo Sargi, CJ Faison, Ewu Crew, Emma and Bob. Who else do I watch? I don't know if that's all of them. I know that's a good chunk of them. But, I admire them for what they do. But I do have to be honest and say I have a lot of jealousy and envy towards them, because they have the money to do it. And when you get donations and you get subscribers, and the more subscribers, the better the content, the more likes, the more money. But people have found in their experience that YouTube tends to be greedy. No offense, YouTube. I'm not saying that I'm suddenly going to sign off, and I hope you don't kick me off for just being honest. But they tend to get greedy, and if you try to send people donations a certain way, YouTube takes a big chunk of that, and you're lucky to get $4 or $5 out of it. I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of speculation about it. Ewu Crew was some of the first live streams that me and Chris ever started watching, and those were good. Those were good when we started watching them. But at some point, it got extremely dangerous for Bob and Emma, because they were like a dad and a daughter crew. It was only usually 2 of them, and whoever the cameraman was, if it wasn't one of them. And usually they would do places like out in the desert, abandoned towns. They went to Slab City. Whew, talk about brave. Heads up. Not heads up, but kudos to them, and a definitely big shout out that they braved it and they gave it a try, but it got too dangerous, and they got out of there. And they stopped doing it because there was too many inappropriate types out there that were lying and giving false addresses saying places were haunted just to get Bob and Emma to go there. And one of them was a guy that was a pedophile and kept making comments about his daughter's butt, about Bob's daughter's butt. And that's like, no, that's not right. That's not cool. You don't do that. That's inappropriate. So I don't blame them. They're like, it's a safety thing, guys. They're like, we would love, because they love doing the live streams. And I gave them a donation once, and because I gave it to them, they actually said, thanks, Janet. And I was like, yes. And that just like made my lifetime right there. That little bit of acknowledgement from them. And it was just that one time. But that's something that I can't commit to because, I'm on a fixed income, and by the time I have my rent and bills paid, I'm lucky to have, a couple $100 to live on. And I try every way that I can think of and some new ones to make the money last, make it stretch, make it go further, spend little, spend less, think before I spend. And I'm doing better, but I don't consider myself an expert or anything. Grace is probably like, what you drinking, Mom? It's just pop, sweetie. Don't worry. I do have a bottle of Witch's Brew wine in the fridge, but this is not the time to drink it. I'm saving it for when I finally do a sewing ritual, so I'll have some actual wine and to put in the chalice to Hecate and the gods and goddesses, and to be able to do a cakes and wine ceremony. I need to make me some crescent cakes again, because they're almond cookies. You use almond something in them, almond extract, I think, or something. And you're supposed to shape them into half moons. And so they're just little half moon crunchy cookie type things. And you can get a decent batch. Chris knows how to make mead. And yes, the alcoholic kind. But he's been trying to perfect his formula, because it always comes out too dry. The only way that I can drink it and really truly enjoy it, because I don't like the dry wines. It makes me feel like I'm trying to swallow sandpaper or drinking a glass of sand. But I like fruity. I like sweet. It doesn't have to be overly sweet. But to me, the Witch's Brew is just like, it's not too sweet. It's not too sour. It's just right. Just right. And this, for any of you that may be curious out there, what the heck is that? This is a collapsible straw. They come 4 in a pack. You see, it goes down that small, almost the size of a cigarette. But you can only clean it with, there's like this little brush that comes with it, with each one. There's like 4 in a pack. And one of my neighbors downstairs gave me a 4-pack of them for Christmas. And I thought that was really sweet. Because she knows that I like, cool stuff like that. And I like the rainbow colored steel or whatever, because they're steel straws. They're literally steel collapsible straws. But because I took the straw out, I have to wipe the sticky off my hands. And so I had to sanitize, because I don't want sticky hands. That bugs me. So yeah, welcome to our 2 new daughters. I'm looking forward to getting to know them and welcome them into our lives. And everybody is going to be just so excited and happy, because now it's my turn to be the one that surprises them. Because Grace, just to let you know, sweetie, how much we think of you already. Last night when me and Carl had dinner with Jim and Mom, Jim and Mom is what I call them, Grandma and Grandpa to you, or Michael, and your little girl, and they said they wanted your address because they wanted to come up and surprise you and then have a visit set up with Michael and take you there. So sorry to spoil that surprise, but I also picked up on you pretty quick that, guys, I don't think that's a good idea, because one family member at a time here, okay? I don't want to overwhelm the poor dear, because suddenly she's got all these people coming at her, and she's like, whoa, stop, I can't breathe, I'm drowning here. I have a lot of positive energy, and it can be overwhelming, And I understand that, and she's definitely not the first person that said that to me, and I'm not hurt by that or nothing. All I can do is say I'm so sorry, but I do come on strong. I don't mean to. It's just that I just love that much, and so this way, I will be able to bring bring you and your daughter and surprise Mom and Jim because they won't know you're coming. If that sounds like a fun plan. So we just kind of turn the surprise around on them. They'll love it. Trust me. And then, it'll give you at least, let's see, how many people are going to be there? Well, Grandma's house is really small. Like, okay, there will be Carl, Jim, my mom, Chris, myself, you, and your daughter. So that's like 8 people right there. It's going to be probably a little crowded. We don't really have a lot of room to sit or anything, and it's silly because Mom has a house where we have an apartment, which is even smaller. But theirs is like one ground floor. They don't have an upstairs. They don't have a basement. It's just one floor. Facebook. Jay has left you hanging, so I'm reaching out to you if you need help with anything, have questions or what. Not feel free to message. Ashley Ross Lee. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Ashley. Goddess, remind me to give a shout out to her. Yeah, Jay that she's speaking of, my friend Jay, he went through a bad patch, and as you know, and I'm being vague because, like I said, this gets into real personal stuff that I'm not going to put his personal business out there. That's not a friend, That's someone seeking approval from others that they shouldn't, because they should be more self-confident, which I myself am still currently learning to do. So another member of the Winding Road Coven just reached out to me and said, I know Jay kind of left you hanging. I reach out to you and say, if you have any questions or whatever, I'd be glad to help you. So I appreciate that. Shout out to Ashley. Because a Facebook window popped up over here. That's why I went like this, because I was reading it on the big screen, which I can see it better without my eyeballs. Because, I like these glasses, don't get me wrong, but I'm only supposed to wear them when I'm reading. And the main reason why I was experimenting a little bit too, you can see all the glare and everything from the light, so you can't even see my eyes. I thought they would help my eyes to come open more like this, like it should be, because to me it feels like my eyes are always half shut. And that bothers me because it's all this weight, you see, because I'm like I said, I'm over 200 pounds right now, and that's not healthy. It's messing up my ankles and my feet. It's too much weight to be carrying that I should not be carrying. It's causing more back problems, causing neck problems, because the weight, my body just can't take it. And getting myself slimmed down, getting myself motivated to slim down is easier said than done. But something that I will definitely keep working on, and I hope that one of these times I finally do get my butt over to Victory Fitness, which is just a few blocks from us, and get a membership there, which will lock me into a 2-year contract with them, and I will get a free Zumba class. So, and it's only going to be like $25.99, something like that a month, and it's all girls, it's all female, it's not co-ed. So I'm glad of that, because I don't have to worry about anybody trying to pick up on me or trying to get me to go out with them or any crazy crap like that. I would be flattered, absolutely, but I would rather be around just all women for something like that, because then I feel like I can be more myself, and I won't be so tense and awkward feeling because of how I look with my weight being this bad and how bad it makes me feel about myself. So, fat jokes, yeah, I can't take them, because it really deeply hurts me, because I have a deep sensitivity to my weight, and so does our youngest daughter. And not your daughter, honey. You know who I'm talking about. I sent you a picture of her. She was the one with the purple hair. Yeah, her. So, forget it. I've said Alicia's name on here before, but I try not to do like last names, because, people are probably assuming that her last name is Mabius like mine. Well, ironically enough, she did say at one point that she seriously was thinking about changing her name to my last name. And I would just be dumbfounded if she did that, and at the same time, it would mean the world to me, because the family that has raised her, more really to be more significant, the two men that raised her primarily. Only one of them was her dad, and the other one she sees as yet another grandpa. And he's been around since day one. He knew Alicia's dad long before I did, before I came along. So, but him and I, that's a kind of a good story, because him and I, got to a point of, and I still don't know how I did this. My daughter told me one time in the bathroom, because we was at a restaurant or something, and we was out with Herman and somebody else eating, and she said, Herman likes you. And I was like, what? Say that again? I was like, are you messing with me? She's like, no, he has a great deal of respect for you, Mom. I'm like, when did that happen? And I was serious, because I'm like, wait a minute, he hates me. What happened? What changed? What I do right? Let me take notes. So it took us a while. It took us many years, because at first time Herman thought that I was bad guy, that Alicia's dad should leave me and go back to school. And, it was just, it's like, again, I was being judged before anybody would take the time to know me, to get to know me and see that I really am a good person. I'm not perfect by no means. I never claimed to be, because the minute you start claiming you're perfect, that's when everything goes wrong. No thanks. Already in quite the chaos right now, and I'm about to hurl. There's too much. Eris, can we please tone it down a wee bit here? So, some good things to look forward to. No, Grace, that thing never came back to me that I was going to say when I said, oh, yeah, Grace, and I was going to say something, and I totally lost it. It never came back. Man. Trying to think. Oh, I know, but I'm going to have to dig it out, because I think it's actually in the bedroom. And sadly, once you start live streaming, you can't pause it. It's not happening. So I will leave it running, and I will be right back, because I have to go to the other end of the apartment to get the bag that I need, or the book that I need, rather. No, that's not it. No. I'm still looking for it, guys. Hang on, give me a minute, because it's not where I thought it was, and I don't recall where I moved it to. But I did. Now I can't find it when I actually want it. Where'd you go? Is it that one? Nope, not that one, not that one. Nut bunnies. Fudge. That makes me mad. Okay, I can't take too much time trying to find it, because then people are just staring at a blank, empty couch. Okay. I guess, oh, sorry about that. That blue blur was just me. I gotta remember where I put it. I thought I had it, like, right here somewhere close by. Did I put it in here, maybe? Ugh! I don't suppose you could be in here. Dadgummit. Don't you hate that when you're looking for something and you're like, oh, I swore it was here, and then you just drive yourself crazy because you can't find it. Anyway, I will try to kind of do my own version of what the book would have done, because then it's not so much copyright infringement if I'm doing my own version. Creepy Hollows that I spoke of. And this is for Grace. And hello, whoever else is on here, but for some reason they're not popping up on the chat, so I'm not sure who it is. But Grace, sounds fun. What sounds fun? Anyway, okay. Creepy Hollows is a place that I think very highly of myself. I have never had any bad experiences with them. I absolutely love the vessels that I have gotten from them. I could be an advertiser for them, but I ain't going to do it if I'm not getting paid. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is, because they are pretty well known. It's free to sign up. You don't have to buy anything, but they do have these like penny deals that you can get if you're a first-time customer. And the book that I was looking for is called A Spirit Keeping Guide. But I'm pretty sure I thought I had put it in this one blue crate, which is a fairly new crate that I got. That I'm trying to find somewhere to put some things, to try and look down here on the floor and see if maybe got stuff down here somewhere and I'm just not seeing it, because stuff does get knocked off sometimes. You don't mean to, but everybody has klutzy days. I certainly do. But anyway, a lot of the vessels are crystals, like this one here. No, I can't really get close to the camera, but I'll try. See, it's like you'll see it sometime. It's a glass pendant. And this is my dark arts profile. This next to it is even smaller, and I need to put like some real paint on it, that like acrylic that will stay, not nail polish like I did at first. It's a Capricorn, and it's got a pearl in it. Yeah, something told me to lean down and look and see if maybe I'd put the book that I was looking for on top of, put it in a weird place on a shelf. But anyway, once I do find that book, I will read it, and not read it. Like I said, I'll kind of read through it, but then I will try to basically come up with my own interpretation of it and what it is and what it does. This right here, for anyone that's curious, this is stretchy yarn. It really has a lot of, it's almost like elasticized. I crocheted that myself, but I had just such a small amount. I was only able to get a couple of really small pouches like this. This is ideal for carrying a crystal around your neck, or a couple, as long as they're small and you don't do a lot of bending over. This is my bone wand, and it is actually made from bone, and I crocheted a little pouch for that, and I put a piece of purple tape on the bottom because it was going through the holes. Let's see what else. Okay, there's a blue one I'm wearing here, if I can get to it. That is, I forget the name of this stone, and I don't know how well you guys can see it, but it's a real pretty blue stone. It's kind of got rainbow colors in it, and I believe somebody said it's got, gold in it. I told you I was cracked without the drug, girl. Let's see. And then I got my rose quartz skull here, which I'm not even going to try to get too close to the screen with that one, because that won't work. Who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting, okay, and this is just a handful of my vessels. Trust me, I've got a heck of a lot more. Fix my chain here. Because see, I sleep in them like a dummy head, and then they get all tangled like they are now. Okay, this is a clear quartz crystal. It is a wire tree, and it has chakra stones. And it's supposed to symbolize the tree of life. I have another one that I got from a very special meditation thing that I got, and I only paid for shipping. And I thought it was going to be this beautiful, elaborate, made of metal, made of gold, and just, absolutely stunning. And then when I got it, it was this little, it's still pretty, but it's a picture. It's like somebody took a picture and put it in a clear bubble. And it's supposed to symbolize the tree of life, which, when we disconnect from the tree of life, that means that we're unbalanced, that our energies are going, they went that way. and it's like you're out of balance, your chakras are not balanced. So I've been trying various things. I haven't done it succinctly every day like you really should, because if you're going to do a magical regime like this, you have to be consistent. You have to keep doing it, because otherwise, it loses power, and it's not going to be, granted, don't do it endlessly either. You learn to develop an intuition of when you've get one of my notebooks. That's a real pretty, there's a real pretty rose picture, yellow rose picture in there that I took with my Canon, and Chris made. We had some photo paper, and he made a picture for me. Here's my Kalika Boo. Hello. She's being a BITCH kitty. We got a new kitty, Moochie, and she was a feral cat. She was left outside, starved to death and died because she's declawed in the front, and it's winter. So she wouldn't be able to fend for herself. She wouldn't be able to protect herself from others, and she wouldn't be able to get food. One of her favorite spots, Moochie, is she likes to lay on the coffee table, and I think Chris is bringing her. There's Moochie!
You know which one.
She's our pretty black girl. We had a solid black male a while back, a couple years ago, and I think the poor thing, he just got old.
Yeah.
Because he was 10 when we got him, and he lived at least 4 years, somewhere around there. So that's pretty good, because like I said, the longest I've ever heard of a cat's lifespan being is 18 years. And I was like, how the heck did that, how was that possible, but it was a beautiful thing to see. And, so now we have 3 cats, and sadly we're going to have to take Bella back because she's just not working out, as I said earlier, with our daughter Alicia. So we're not going to, I don't want her to be stressed out when she's traveling and trying to have fun, and oh my God, my house is being destroyed and all my ritual tools are knocked all over the place and things are going to get broke that I can't replace, and I'm going to want to kill Bella when I come back. So, because Alicia has 2 cats already, and, we took Bella in, and Moochie, because Bella is an absolutely beautiful cat. We're pretty sure she has Maine Coon in her, which I've probably said in other videos, and she's a big kitty. I mean, one of her paws makes almost 2 of, like, Kalika's front paws. So she's black and white, she's got extra long canines, and she's got some reddish brown in her fur that when the sunlight would hit it just right, it was just absolutely stunning to see when the light was like just shining on her perfectly. And she became a daddy's kitty. She became more attached to Chris as well as Moochie. And I didn't know this until Chris pointed it out to me, and I feel bad that I didn't even notice, because I can tell that it hurt him, that the cats, that Kalika and Carmela, are indifferent to him, and that he just wanted, at least 1 or 2 of our cats to bond with him, which is perfectly okay. And we do love dogs too, so don't worry about your pit bull, sweetie. We gotta plan this right. We gotta think it through right, and make sure we cover all the bases, have all the money pooled together we need. So we got security deposit, first month's rent, that whole deal, and make absolute certainty that you're ready for that big of a move and that big of a change, because again, I don't want to overwhelm you. I don't want to, we got to do it right now or else. No, I'm not going to do that to you. So let me see. I'm trying to think here. I guess I'm going to stop this for now, and then hopefully I'll get back on here later tonight, and I will do a sewing ritual. So thank you, everybody who did come by and who stayed with me. Thank you, Grace. Love you. You're beautiful. You and your little girl. I have a beautiful family. What can I say? We're gorgeous ladies. So blessed be all, love and blessings to all, and see you next time. Bye.